All right, I got 3 tips to help alleviate back pain, and they're not ibuprofen, a cocktail, or CBD oil. They're actually stretches, exercises that are going to help you overcome the discomfort of a lower back issue that is caused probably by your golf swing, may not be, but these are going to help you out for sure. So to be honest, I've been suffering some back pain myself over the past 6 months, and I don't know if it's because I'm playing a lot more golf now, or it's just an old injury sneaking up on me from doing all my Zoom classes in here. So whatever the reason, I'm going to show you the 3 exercises that have really helped me to overcome that back pain and help me alleviate it a lot. So first thing is to understand why golfers get back pain. Number 1 is because this lumbar spine, if your butt gets too far back this way, that lumbar spine is locked up. So if you get what's called an S posture, butt sticking out, and you get in your posture, that there's a lot of tension on that. So the other thing is you try and turn as much as you can and your hips can't turn or your thoracic spine can't turn. That poor lumbar spine that's only designed to go back and forth is under a lot of stress. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have the stability in the core and the glutes to support those areas, and then we want to make sure that the hips and the thoracic spine are turning well. So let's go over 3 different stretches for each area, and we're going to get you back to playing if your back's been hurting you. All right, first things first is we got to get the glutes activated, and the reason is because most people don't use them. And when it comes to the golf swing, it's the key of the lower body stability, so we got to be able to use them. So I want you to try this. You're just going to lay down on your back with your knees bent. You're going to take the strings. If you have a belt on, you're going to use the belt or the strings in your shorts. You're going to try and make those go towards your chin. So the belt is going towards the chin by tilting my pelvis, and then I'm going to slowly lift up, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the butt cheeks, and I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to hold it for up to 1 minute. Try to where you're just using your glutes. You're pushing through your heels, your butt cheeks are firing, and you might feel it here. I want you to feel it majority in your butt cheeks, not in your lower back, not in your hamstrings, the back of your leg, but just in the glutes, and you're going to hold that for 1 minute. Try and get that. That's activating the glutes, getting them back. It's going to really help if you have any discomfort in your lower back. That's either caused from sitting a lot or your golf swing. Next thing you want to do is we want to activate the core. So what we're going to do is you're going to push. You're going to feel like you're pushing into the ground. So you're pulling your belly button in tight. We're going to raise the legs up. That's going to keep the lower back really flat. And then from here, we're going to drop one leg slowly, trying to keep your back as flat as you can, and then bring it back up. If you start to feel your back arching off the floor, as you want to stop. You don't want to go any farther with your leg, and then you're just going to work your way down as you get stronger. You can put your head down. It might be a little more comfortable, and then you're going to go out. As long as you can keep that back flat, you're good. You want to keep that lower back flat on the ground. Slowly go out. If you feel the back start to arch, we want to make sure you stop with the leg. All right? If you have severe lower back pain, I don't really recommend doing that yet. Just pulling this tight, raising the legs up, and then just staying here for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And then slowly start to move your legs away from the midsection. Those 2 exercises are key for a better glutes and better core. And that's definitely going to help any type of lower back pain that you have. Okay, obviously with the golf swing, we have to add in rotation, right? So when the body starts to rotate, if the hip isn't mobile enough, so if you take a backswing and you don't have the mobility in this, what's called internal rotation, something's got to give. So usually you're going to force it a little bit. Your knee may go out this way. You may lock your leg out. But whatever you do, you're putting stress on your lower back because you're not allowing it to just be natural. You're trying to get it to turn a little bit, and then the muscles tighten up, and then you got your soreness. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on stretching the internal hip rotation. And I'm telling you, when you do those glute squeezes, the more you do those glute squeezes, it'll help you get that internal hip rotation. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit on your butt. You're just going to put your feet out a little bit wider than hip width, and then from here, you're going to try and keep your glute on the ground, and you're going to drop your knee in as far as you can go. If you have tightness in that hip, you're not going to be able to go very far, and you're going to see probably why your lower back hurts. I'll tell you now, if I see 9 people, golfers, with lower back pain, it's not because their back is bad, it's because their hips are tight. I've seen a lot of people with back pain and test their hips, and I find that their hips are very tight. So these exercises, these are called hip drops, keeping your glutes on the ground, dropping your knee in as far as you can. You can let your foot go. You can let your foot go a little bit. What I will say is if you feel pain on the inside of your knee, try not to go too much with that foot up in the air. And then just try and drop it in as far as you can. Hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then switch sides. This is one of my favorite exercises for that internal hip rotation, and it's a feel-good one. I'm going to show you another one real quick for your hips. This is called the 90-90 hip stretch, my second favorite. So you're going to sit, your front foot's 90 degrees in front of you, your other leg is back 90 degrees. Your goal here is to get as tall as you can, and then sit your both butt cheeks on the ground. This side here, you're stretching that internal hip rotation. So if you're a right-handed golfer, that internal hip rotation on the left side, if you can't get your butt cheek on the ground here, that means that it's pretty tight. So to alleviate some of the stress that I know you're feeling right here, you can just sit back just a little bit like this, and then again, try and work that glute into the ground. The other thing you can do is you can lay over this front leg, and you should feel that in that butt cheek. That's more of the external, that's kind of like the piriformis. So if you suffer from sciatica or something like that, you might feel a big stretch on that side as well. And then about 30 seconds each side, and then we'll just flip sides. So we're gonna go left foot out in front. Again, right side back, just 90-degree angle, sitting tall, trying to get the glute on the ground. Hold that for about 30 seconds. If it's tight right up in here, you can lean back just a little bit and allow that to release. And then last one is leaning forward over that front foot. Those are my 2 favorite hip stretches that's going to allow you to get a little bit more turn, gives that lower back a little freedom in that rotation. All right, we addressed the hip immobilities or issues with the hips. Now we're going to look at the thoracic spine. And this one, I got 2 of my favorite thoracic spine stretches. So the thoracic spine is basically, it's from here to here, if you think about the back, and that's where we get all of our turn from. So if you can't turn your shoulders and get that turn, then again, that lumbar spine is really tweaked trying to go this way when it's only designed to go this way. So if you got bad hips and you got a bad thoracic and those don't turn, man, that lumbar spine is under some stress. So we're going to get you a little bit more shoulder turn to give that lower back some relief. So what we're going to do is keep this leg as straight as you can right here. Put your hands behind your head just like this. Squeeze your shoulder blades so you're opening up. This is easy. If you do it here, you want to really squeeze your shoulder blades back, get nice and tall, and then you're going to turn into this leg. Your knee's going to want to do this, but I want you to try and resist that. So keep that leg as straight as you can. Squeeze your shoulder blades, turn, allow your head to go with you, and you're going to turn as far as you can go, keeping that knee right there, and then come back. So you're going to hold it for about 2 or 3 seconds. You want to make sure you get some good breaths too. You want to breathe. Take a deep breath, expand your rib cage, and then you're going to turn again. So we're going to turn as far as you can, hold it for about 3 seconds, and then come back. Again, nice good breaths there. So what you're doing is you're isolating that lower back. As long as this doesn't hurt you, this is great to do. Big shoulder turn, squeeze your shoulder blades, get that thoracic spine in a neutral position, and turn as far as you can. That's good. I say 5 to 10 on each side for 3 to 5 second hold. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're keeping that left knee in, squeeze the shoulder blades, and you're going to turn as far as you can. You may feel or see like you can turn further than you can on one side than you can on the other. Like for me, I know I can turn way better on my right side than I can on my left, which is probably when I don't get a full finish all the time. But I'm working on it, turning all the way as far as I can. Make sure you breathe. Keep that knee straight. That's one of my favorites. My second favorite, all-time favorite. And a lot of clients like this because it doesn't hurt so bad and it's comfortable. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay on your side. So we're going to lay in what we call the hook line position or the fetal position. You're going to pull your knees up as far as you can. So when you pull your knees up higher, it'll isolate that lower back so it doesn't move so much. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to keep the knees stacked, hands stacked, and then we're just going to go back, slight bend in your elbow, and you're going to follow your hands with your eyes. We're going to go all the way back as far as you can, trying to keep these knees together. If you feel like your knee is coming up, or your knee's coming up this way, just take this hand, put it on top of that knee, and hold it down. And then you're going to go as far as you can. Eyes going to follow your hands, and then hold that for about 3 seconds. Feel that big stretch. And then come all the way back, reach forward just a little bit, and then again, repeat. Just like that. Now, if you say, man, this seems pretty easy, all you got to do is take this lower leg out, take this top leg, pull it all the way to the ground, and now you're really resisting the hips, so your hips can't turn as far. And you're going back as far as you can go. Again, pulling that knee down. Let that whole shoulder turn stretch. Now you're working all those muscles, stretching all those muscles that are limiting that shoulder turn. And that's definitely going to relieve your lower back. So really good exercise. Those two are my favorite stretches for that shoulder turn. Okay, to summarize real quick, there's a million reasons why your back might hurt. If you're somebody that sits at a desk all the week and then you go out on the weekend and you play golf, it could be there's a chance that rotary motion in your golf swing is causing some discomfort in your lower back. Why? Because number one, you don't have the stability to maintain that neutral posture in the lumbar spine, as well as when you turn your shoulders and hips and you try and torque your way through, especially on the downswing and finish, you're turning probably a little bit more than your lower back wants to or will allow, so everything tightens up to protect it. Those exercises, number one, getting your glutes activated, making sure those are strong because that's your main stabilizer of your lower body, getting your core tight and strong because that's going to help maintain that neutral posture of the lumbar spine. And then the last two, the most important, is getting more thoracic turn or getting more shoulder turn from that part that's supposed to be moving and getting more hip turn. So remember I said in the video that a lot of my clients, probably 9 out of 10 that come in with lower back pain, have tightness in their hips. So we got to address those first. So hopefully that helps you alleviate that back pain and gets you back on the course as soon as it can. We'll see you next time.